Welcome to Stock Shots. Today is Saturday, May the 30th, 2009. Well, for those of you that have come on and criticized us for our inflation calls and the guests that we've had that have been trying to warn of inflation, you're wrong. That's all I know how to say is you are wrong. Inflation is getting out of the gate. It's getting out of the gate right now. We're seeing the dollar begin to decline. Those of you that have wanted to take the ostrich approach and stick your head in the sand and say, oh, it's deflation, it's only the rebuilding of the balance sheets that all of this federal money that's being pumped into the system is going to do. You're wrong, and it's the process has started. It's not a straight line in one direction, but the process has started. If you don't believe me, look at what the bond traders told you this week. You got the Fed sitting down there at zero, and the bond rates are going up every day. So you've got to take a look at what's going on in the bond markets, and a free market's going to give you a better look every time than what the Fed is. If you want to believe the Fed that things are under control, then you're on the wrong show. Go to the Fed website and believe all of the statistics that they're putting out for you. If you want to hear what we believe to be the truth, based on our interviews with people like Jim Rogers, Peter Schiff, John Williams of Shadowstats.com, John Bradshaw Layfield, you'll look at all this money that's being pumped into the system. You'll know that potentially over the very short run, we were in such a deflationary, I won't even call it deflationary, we were just in an immediate price decline based on some demand shock, that it masked all of the money that was going out there and the effect that was ultimately going to happen. And I've posted about this. The money multiplier, when we went through that shocking decline, went below 1. Historically low situation for the money multiplier. Well, people were scared. We were losing jobs in this very small window, and things were happening very fast. But now as the economy, I hate to say stabilizes, but as things appear to be stabilizing, it doesn't take long for the money multiplier to increase, because people are not, some people are not as scared, and this has been a pocketed decline. There have been pockets throughout the country where the economy was particularly weak, yet there were other pockets where the economy was particularly strong. So when you look at kind of the shock that we've gone through over the past 6 months, you see that we've bounced just like a stock would bounce up and down and have some volatility with that money multiplier. It got to a historic low. It's fixing to increase, and you will see inflation. I've received tons of comments, emails saying, oh, we're in a deflationary cycle. Deflation is the greatest enemy of the economy. You don't know what you're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's your position, you are wrong. This government stimulus has pumped so much money into the economy. When the money multiplier takes effect, you're going to see rampant inflation. And to make a call and say that analysis is short over the short run, is wrong over the short run, is crazy. And you've never heard guests such as Jim Rogers say you're going to have inflation tomorrow. He tells you that the ingredients are in the economy for inflation, doesn't know when it's going to hit, but he does know the effect when it's going to hit. So many people don't want to listen to that message. We get ridiculed when we talk about gold. When gold dropped from the low 900s into the upper 8s, we got a ton of emails telling us how wrong we were on gold. We didn't say buy and hold gold for 2 months, or we said it was a long-term play, in our opinion, based on what we saw going on in inflation. Well, look now and see where gold is, and you look at where gold is going, send me another email and tell me I'm wrong. We have launched a new site, and we're asking for everybody's support. We're very scared at what's going on with government spending, with the potential of increase in taxes that could really at this juncture cause this economy to collapse. We're against Robin Hood economics, where you rob from the rich and redistribute to the poor, and you can't pull efficiency out of this system, and that's what tax and spend does. It pulls efficiency out. It removes incentives for hard work and innovation. Innovation has been what's driven our country. A free market system has been great for our country. Our new website is preservecapitalism.com. We're asking for everybody's support. If you believe our message, if you like the guests that we've had on our show, most recently we had Jonathan Honig. His full interview is posted over on preservecapitalism.com. If that's the case, if you believe our message and you like what we're saying, tell 5 people about our site. Go to our site, make a comment. Let's get the hits up. The more hits we get, the more quality guests that we'll be able to bring to you, and the more attention that we can get, and the more we can get this message out. This message has got to get out, because now we're hearing things from increase in income tax to a huge sales tax, to not transition from an income tax to a national sales tax, but just add one. You cannot do that. You cannot do that to a fiat money system that has been propped up, that has been Alan Greenspan blew up bubble after bubble, and every time one of them popped, we blew up a bigger bubble. And now we've blown up the biggest bubble in the history of the world, not only domestically but globally, with this last crisis when we pumped all of this stimulus money into the economy. And I don't know how we repair this one, but I know you don't do it with higher taxes. You have got to give people their money back to get this economy going. We've got to get away from this mentality that government knows how to spend our money better than we do. We got into this situation with policies that just wanted to get somebody elected, and it's been Republicans, Democrats, it's been both parties. This is not a partisan comment. It's not a partisan portion of my show. We need power to the people. And that's what we're trying to do at Preserve Capitalism. We are trying to raise awareness. We're trying to tell people, look, you better prepare yourself for inflation. It's coming. It's coming probably faster than you want to think. But we want to see support in our comment section. We want to hear what people are thinking. We want to know what guest you want to hear. We want to know what guest help us. Tell us what guest you think would help get the message out, and we'll do our best to bring those guests to you. We've got some great interviews lined up. John Williams of Shadowstats. John has been beating the inflation drum for quite some time. John's just not out saying, I think inflation is on the horizon. John is looking at stats. He's backing everything up with his numbers. He's a smart guy. John will be on the show very soon. So if you've got a question for John Williams, go to the comments section at preservecapitalism.com. Leave your question. We'll ask your question to John on the air. Another thing that we're going to do, we've always done recorded shows, but we're hoping as we get some of these guests and get them lined up well in advance that we'll be able to do some live shows where the viewers can call in and actually visit with our guest and ask your questions, because I think it's very important. And by having a community of people that are very concerned about what's going on, that are raising questions, we're raising our own awareness. We're making each other better by examining every angle, because believe me, I want to know the best ways that I can allocate my dollars and protect my family financially from what I see going on in the system. And I don't have all the answers, and I certainly like thoughts from other people and everybody's ideas of what you want to see on the show, what would raise awareness. We've got to get this message out. It's very scary what's going on in this economy. Taxes will implode this economy, and then we're going to be left with potentially the greatest misery index, which is a combination of the unemployment rate and the inflation rate in the history of the world. Go visit us, preservecapitalism.com. Thanks for listening.